Hey, Johnny Mike here. You know, the cost of getting your automobile repaired has become insane. The repair shops, the good ones anyway, that are still doing this work, are packed full of broken automobiles. So my family has been in the automotive repair business since the late 60s here in our town. And just to demonstrate what we're going through here, every single one of these cars that you see on our parking lot, we either have to work on or we've already worked on some of them. And this is not counting the ones that are in the bays, which we have 7 bays. It doesn't count the one I'm driving. It needs to be repaired too. This is the work we have in the shop right now. We have a Subaru with a CVT. Transmission in this car is $10,000 to $11,000. A Chevy transmission going in right now, $3,000. A Ford, which is our bread and butter nowadays, them and Nissans, solenoid problem, $2,000. Straight drive carry-in, $4,000. One of the biggest changes I've noticed is that we're getting cars in that are only 4 or 5 years old, under 100,000 miles, that need very expensive transmission repairs. This is how many cars we have to diagnose, the ones you see in the blue. These are just the ones we have to check out. It's not counting the work that we're already doing. Transmission work is not cheap anymore. Just this Ford truck right here, put a transmission in, it's $5,000. Rest of these cars, minimum $3,000. Some of these transmission jobs run up to $8,000 to $10,000 to be repaired. You'll see late model Fords and late model Nissans here, all needing transmission repairs. This is a 1984 Chevy. That's back when they made a vehicle. That's a 40-year-old vehicle. Now, do you think all these other cars that are in here will last 40 years? I don't think so. So why is this? Well, part of it is the state of the union. Things have gotten so expensive that people have to fix their older cars. New cars, used cars have gotten so expensive. Another reason is that you're not seeing a lot of people doing this work anymore. 20 years ago, we had transmission shops on every corner. Now I think there's only like 3, maybe 4 in our city that are doing this kind of work. And a lot of them are older guys like me that have already made their money and they're looking to get, to stop working, get out of the business. Another reason is the way these things are built nowadays. One of the biggest problems we see is the CVT belt-driven transmission. It seems like it's a pretty good design, but they fail with very low mileage. A lot of these transmissions are coming in under 100,000 miles, and they're very expensive to repair. Transmissions nowadays have a lot of electronics in them as well. Quality of the material used in manufacturing the parts for these transmissions has changed significantly over the years. Now, let me give you one example here. This is a clutch drum manufactured 50 years ago for General Motors. It fits the Turbo Hydromatic 350 3-speed transmission. Now take a look at this thing and take a note of how thick the metal is in this thing. Now, this is a clutch drum that was manufactured now, okay, let's say within the last 10 years. And this is out of a 6L80 6-speed transmission made for GM, General Motors. And look how thin these walls are. And what happens with these drums, the 6-speed drums, is some of these drums, they'll break right here where the snap ring goes, and the snap ring comes unlodged and takes the clutch drum out. Also, the weld on these things, when you put them together, is very thin, and it cracks right here in the back, and of course it leaks hydraulic pressure and takes the drum out. So they're cracking, they're breaking, and they're just not very durable material. And this transmission is loaded with these drums. That's all that's in this thing, is this kind of metal right here. And back to the CVT transmission. This is out of the Nissans. I mean, forget about these things. This is a go-kart transmission right here. It's a belt-driven unit that rides on variable pulleys. And what happens with these things is the failure is right here, right where you're seeing the belt on the pulleys. I mean, this is driving the whole car. The belt fails on the things, the pulleys go out, and it takes the whole shebang out. You got to replace the whole assembly. Or better yet, you just replace the whole transmission on these vehicles. They're throwaway units. Just take them out the car and recycle them. A lot of these transmissions aren't even repairable. We just swap them out for either good use or reman units and scrap out the cores. Now, can you imagine this component right here moving your car down the interstate. Look how thin this thing is. I mean, this thing is like, you know, it's like a beer can, or it could be a soda can, whatever you're into, but you get my point. Most shops are having these units crated in and exchanging them out. This transmission here, $4,000 our cost. I was running this shop 40 some years ago. We were lucky we did $4,000 or $5,000 in sales a week, let alone spending $4,000 for just one transmission. So I bought my wife a brand new Lexus off the showroom floor. I mean, you know, she's been with me a long time, tolerated me all these years. I figured, what the hell, right? I'm in the car business, and the last thing car guys do is buy brand new cars, but we did. And if that thing needs a transmission for $7,000 or $8,000, I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm in the business. As a shop owner, we've had to increase our prices this year. Now it costs $200 just for me to take a look at your car. When I was a kid, we were rebuilding transmissions for not much more than that. Not only that, our costs have went through the roof. Labor, parts, fluid, insurance, you name it. So we've had to increase our prices to accommodate the economy, if that makes any sense. So where does it go from here? I'm not really sure. I imagine that this will phase out to some degree at some time. I never imagined that it would be like this. This amount of cars with all these problems. I had a guy call me with a 2019 Ford Edge, 64,000 miles on it, needs an $8,000 transmission. That's crazy. All I could say is, I wish this would have happened when I was a little bit younger. Like, subscribe, have a blessed day, and happy motoring.